Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Welcome back to Big Mouth, and you can keep this or any other conversation I ignite going over on my Twitter at Movies TV Mad. My Vero that I should use so much more at Big Mouth 1. And the extension to this channel kind of is my Instagram, Big Mouth 11289. And welcome to Monday, Tuesday, Thursday's edition of the dceu Daily. And what a package I've got for you. What a sandwich of two things we've got to talk about today. And I may end up talking about Ben Affleck and the Batman as well, because I'm hearing some interesting things I was talking about yesterday. When I get ideas in my head, I do kind of call around people that I know and see what's going on. Always remember, people, it's not about the subs you've got. It doesn't mean because this isn't a successful channel, what I'm saying is BS. Basically, a lot of stuff I've said has come true. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Remember the Flashpoint thing? Just remember that. Just remember that. Just remember, you know, Grace Randolph may have all the 40, 50Ks and camp here, but nobody really likes them. And that's the difference. I'm just a lowly little geek, nerd, movie fan, but I am involved in the lesser elements of the industry. People do trust me, and I'm allowed to kind of feed things off on this YouTube channel, mainly because they know 100,000 people ain't going to come and watch it. But anyway, today's dceu Daily is about the Birds of Prey reactions and something else really exciting. And we are going to get into that. But first, let's look at these, you know, last night. What a night last night was. You know, in Europe, right? Because, so basically, in London, they had the kind of premiere, all the stars were there. So a lot of fans got free tickets, and obviously a lot of bloggers and pundits went to see the film. This is how it works. Let's be clear about these reactions before I start, because I'm very excited and I'm really happy about the reactions. But let's be clear. Everyone who went to this screening was given tickets as a gift, was given drinks, popcorn, gifts, right? When they come out, hardly ever do you hear people slaughtering the movie after kind of the social media embargo is lifted. Mostly, it's kind of garnished, right? So after hearing all these great reactions, I decided to see the reactions of Justice League and BVS. Interestingly, you got a lot of going in the right direction. Interesting, because we got the same last night. But interestingly enough, there was 3 or 4 negative comments, and Cavill's moustache was mentioned. So very interesting. Now with BVS, I found more fan reaction than blogger reaction. That's telling. But this, I mean, Scott Mendelson loves this movie. Interesting. That's good. That's a good signifier. What I'd say about the reactions is the high-profile bloggers and pundits are really seem to be really happy with this movie. And the only negatives, I found a couple of negatives, and basically it is that the Birds of Prey maybe aren't as much in the limelight as Harley. But I've seen this film. They get a lot of screen time, and they are awesome. And they're going, you know, basically there's a lot of fun to be had anyway. So it's very exciting. So we're going to read these reactions. But basically what I'm trying to prepare you for is that sometimes you get these great reactions and then the reviews are scathing. Now, we know that we're going to have to wait a day before release to hear these reviews. From what I can tell from what happened after the social media embargo lifting yesterday, I think, yes, as I say, pacing might be criticised a little bit, this and that. I don't know. I just get the impression it'll be a bit like Aquaman. There'll be people like Jeff Snyder who would just call it a little bit of a mess. But I think most people will say this is a great time at the movies. It's simple as that. It isn't Shakespeare. It isn't anything like that. But it's a great freaking movie. Anyway, let's see these reactions. So, Luis Fernando is really good because he's got a few. Follow Luis Fernando because he's really good. Lots of DC box office updates all the time. And he's got all the news. He's great. So let's see what he's got for us here. Courtney Howard. It's an absolute blast. And hang on, it's an absolute blast and undeniably fun. Live wire jolt of delightfully devilishly wicked. This is irreverent. And Riot delivers a contact high. Kathy Yan is a genius. Winstead, Perez and Basco are perfection. So that's brilliant. Eric Davis. Now, Eric Davis, he's a really nice critic. He's nice about everything. So let's just be clear here. But this is what he has to say. Birds of Prey has terrific action, humour and some of the more memorable characters we've ever seen in a DC movie. But the biggest highlight is Margot Robbie. She's fantabulous as Harley, while also proving that sometimes our most valued relationships are the ones we have with good food. So there's a lot of food in this. There's a lot of food humour in this and food porn basically, which is cool. Anyway, this is Scott Menzel at Sundance. Birds of Prey, Kathy Yan has created a musical-infused celebration of female badassery. DC continues to take big risks and push boundaries. The perfect Harley Quinn movie. Margot Robbie crushes it. I loved all these ladies and I'm looking forward to the sequel spin-off. Hashtag Birds of Prey. Very exciting. So here's another one. I think this is literally just a fan, but we'll read it. Birds of Prey is a stylishly fantastic ride. Margot Robbie is on top form. Harley has never been quirkier and more lovable. Well made, shot with beautiful colour and overall a sleek piece of grand entertainment. Also, McGregor is the best. We need more Birds of Prey. It's great. So that's brilliant. Let's have a look if we can find anything else. Right, Geeks Vibes Nation. The primary is over and social media actions are pouring out. Right. Let's try and find... Right, let me try and find some more there. I'll be back in a mo. So here's the Wraps article, and I think they get everything in a good summary so we can look at this. Sorry about that. I hashtag Birds of Prey reactions, and I wasn't getting what I wanted. First Birds of Prey reactions called DC Ensemble Film Delightfully Devilish. It's bonkers, bananas, crime comedy, a genuine party movie, said Forbes' Scott Mendelson. So as I say, Mendelson is hard to please. He's obviously quite excited because he's very extreme left, very political, and he'll be happy about this all-female ensemble. But anyway, Birds of Prey had its world premiere in London on Wednesday night, and attendees have started to weigh in with their reactions on social media. Well, what did they think of the DC's first ensemble female superhero movie? Something Marvel haven't done yet, by the way, either. So, first female CBM goes to the DCEU, and now the first all-female ensemble movie as well, and the reactions are great. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it fake. The reactions are positive, with critic Courtney Howard calling the film delightfully devilish and deliriously wicked. This irreverent rule-breaking ride deserves a contact high. Right. It's an absolute blast. Undeniably fun live wire. I think I've read this, but we'll read it. Jolt of adrenaline. Delightfully devilish. Devilishly wicked. This irreverent rule-breaking ride delivers a contact high. Kathy Yan is a genius. Robbie Smollett, Winstead and Perez Basco are perfection. Film critic Alicia Caruso said the film is like if John Wick were run through a crazy funhouse filter and stuffed full of glitter and F-bombs. Wow. Let's have a look what she had to say. Birds of Prey is like if John Wick were run through a crazy funhouse filter and stuffed full of glitter and F-bombs. It's everything you could ever want from Harley Quinn and her badass girl gang into this movie completely. Now, Scott Mendelson from Forbes said, Birds of Prey is delightfully unassuming and unconcerned with its place in a longer context. It's a bonkers bananas crime comedy and a genuine party movie. Everyone is having a blast, but Mary Elizabeth Winstead plays Huntress like a supporting character from The Tick. It rocks. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Nathaniel Braille, Birds of Prey is a thrill ride filled with two terrifying villains in Black Mask and Victor Zsasz. Fans worried about Harley taking the shine have nothing to worry about. This very much a Birds of Prey movie with Harley Quinn. Black Canary and Huntress are awesome. We've read Eric Davis, Eric Eisenberg, Birds of Prey. It's a Birds of Prey movie so much as it's a Harley Quinn movie featuring Birds of Prey. And that creates issues story-wise and in fleshing out characters. But it's a hell of a lot of fun. It's at its best when going fully Harley vision, and Margot Robbie is clearly having a blast. So some of the criticisms, you can already see what they're going to try and hit this film with is that the character, because they had trouble fleshing out all the characters. But I don't think this film was about fleshing out the characters. This wasn't really an official Birds of Prey film. This was a Harley Quinn vehicle with the Birds of Prey in it. And I think going forward, they'll take more care and attention. So again, this isn't really a good rock to hit it with. So you're going to hear things like that, but mainly they're going to say it's a fun movie. That's what they're going to say. But reviews may be a little less flattering, but I don't think it's going to affect basically what you're going to get on RT, on Rotten Tomatoes. You're probably going to get a higher audience score than a critic score. I think it will just be verified fresh. That's what I think. About just. I don't think it'll be in the hundreds, but I think definitely the critic scores will be lower than the audience scores, but that's what happens these days. This isn't Shakespeare, but it's a great time in the movies, and I think the critics will reflect that. Jeremy Lucy, whatever, right, Birds of Prey, I can't say his name, I'm sorry. Birds of Prey is solid. The unpredictable structure keeps the first half moving and action boosts the rest. Robbie is excellent, as is McGregor. It is tamer than expected, and the basic story can get lost in the complex setups, but it works more often than not. Basically, this guy is going to crucify this film. This is what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to tell you who's going to react favourably in review. So already you can see he's saying it's not. But the thing is, right, this is interesting because this is about personal perception. The other reactions are like, this is amazing, this is off the scale. And he's going, a bit tamer than expected. Well, you know, we shall see, we shall see. I don't agree with that. I've seen the film and I don't agree with that. But anyway. Birds of Prey is a blast. Action-packed, entertaining, hilarious, and full of badass women. More Harley Quinn, please. Might get a good review from, but her reaction is too brief. I don't trust her, so... Or is that a bloke? That's a bloke. Denise Sakido. Random thoughts I had while watching Birds of Prey. Well, I need to learn some sort of combat skill. Also, I need to add more colour and glitter to my wardrobe. Give Margot Robbie all the awards. Dan, they are going to make tons of dollars. That's pretty positive. Birds of Prey is a lot of fun and violent as hell. The birds are so entertaining and distinctly different from each other. Ewan McGregor is so sinister and often hilarious. In Birds of Prey, Margot Robbie once again plays former Joker accomplice Harley Quinn, now teaming up with Black Canaries, Shirley Smollett-Bell, Huntress Melly Elizabeth Winstead, and Rennie Montoya, Rosie Perez to stop the villain Black Mask, Ewan McGregor, before he can have Cassandra Cain and Ella J. Basco murdered. Christina Hodgson wrote the Birds of Prey spin-off Warner Brothers and DC films based on the Birds of Prey comics by Chuck Dixon, Jordan B. Finkel, and Greg Land. And that's basically, right, that is basically your reactions. So they are, and there was more reactions to that. I just can't find them. Wholeheartedly, basically, this film gets 5 stars from people who've gone to see it. And I'm talking about the critics. They seem to have reacted very favourably, but expect a mixture of reviews. Some people will be purring when they do their full reviews, and some people are going to destroy this film in their reviews. There's no question about that. I can see through it now. I was very naive during the Man of Steel BVS days. I thought the initial reactions meant we're all right, nothing to worry about. We saw what happened with BVS. The Justice League social media embargoed reactions were very, very, very positive, but when they slaughtered the film in reviews. And I think, as I say, this is going to be a mixed bag. So obviously Warner Brothers right not to let them damage anything. But basically, I think what's helped... You see, this is interesting, really. These are the reactions that really make or break a film. Now, if the reviews are that bad, it could affect the second week. But there's no question about it. I think people are going to go out to see Birds of Prey. Now, this is important. Will this film do Joker and go for $1 billion, or will this film just do all right. Are people excited for this film, right? Well, basically, it's interesting because people in the opening weekend were very excited about Shazam. Then it quickly fell, but it made a profit. It's an amazing movie. This film's going to do all right. I was really confident about Joker making $1 billion. I don't know why, because I saw the test screening and I just felt, wow. I think this film, maybe, I'm going to be conservative with my prediction. If it's lucky, may just hit 700 million. You know, maybe 600 million. I don't expect this film to do $1 billion. If this film does what Joker did, that's amazing. But it's an amazingly entertaining film, and I am very, very happy with these initial reactions. I'm going to say 3/4 of reviews, half the reviews maybe, are going to be extremely positive and say it was fun at the movies, and some people are going to lambast this film. It's going to be very interesting on the 6th or the 5th of February when these written reviews, these full reviews come out, what they're going to say about this movie. Also something to look out for on the reactions from female critics was this, that the action and the stunt work was okay, but they really said that the women were great in the movie and stuff. These are extreme feminists, basically. They don't like the fact that Chad, who does all the stunt and action in John Wick, came in to help, right? Came in to help Christina, right? Christina Yang, right? The director. So they don't want to give that element of the film that much praise. It's pathetic, isn't it? Anyway, it's a great movie. Go and see it. I think mostly favourable. I think, as I say, it's Aquaman. Some people say it's a mess. Most people say this is an amazing film. We'll move on. This film will make bank. And then it's Wonder Woman 1984. I think that, I've said it many times before, what Walter Hamada has achieved is amazing. Coming in after Justice League, it was a mess. Look where we are now. Aquaman, Shazam, Joker, and now Birds of Prey looks like it's going to do really good business, and the reactions seem wholeheartedly, at least, that people had a good time. But as I say, these reactions are always garnished, and you really don't know what you're going to get in the review. So we got this positivity. I love every DC fan. I wish I could kiss you all, and we go on. Now, this is the second part of today's DCEU Daily I've been really looking forward to, and that is that I'm hearing. Now, you may have seen a video from Grace Randolph yesterday. Oh, yeah, by the way, Grace Randolph did a video about the Birds of Prey desexualization and said they have no sex appeal and criticising the film for this element. Are you for real, Grace? And, of course, SC Reviews did a video about this and say, well, Grace Randolph's a woman, which means she, you know, her criticism is right. No, it's not. Grace Randolph isn't a normal female, you know, so you can't, look, she had a few, probably she wasn't getting the views. She thought she sometimes she tries to tease the fandom menace that she's on their side. She gets a few views, and she's a pretender. She's a pretender. At the end of the day, right, we got to understand, right, where we are. You are going to have a lot more films with a lot more females that are not sexually provocative. You're going to have females that are not going to be used as sexual objects like they were in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and even the early 2000s, right? It's changing now. We want to see female characters, all characters fleshed out as people. If you want to get a boner, if you want to see sexualized women, go to Pornhub. Go to Pornhub. I don't watch films for that reason. Now, when I saw films like that in the past, yes, as a straight man, I am sexually aroused. But I don't think you should be complaining because the woman who played Wonder Woman's breasts weren't big and bobbling about so you could get a boner, right? I don't think the change from what Harley was in Suicide Squad to Birds of Prey should bug you. But, you know, she's amazing in Birds of Prey. Everyone says so. And when we start complaining about this shit, it turns us into everything the SJWs and the extreme leftists and the feminists say we are. Toxic males suffering from toxic masculinity and this mansplaining BS. Are you a toxic male? Do you suffer with toxic masculinity? Good. then don't act like it. What David Ayer did with Harley, the sexualisation in Birds of Prey, was wrong. Basically, she's wearing these shorts. You can see her bum cheeks, and the men are staring at her. I don't know if David was doing that to comment on toxic masculinity or what. I don't know. But that's not the way. Harley isn't a sexual character. Never has been. Wasn't in the animated movie, right? Yes, she can be that way. But basically, the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn is it's how Bruce Timm created her, envisioned her, right? And, you know, so Kathy Yan's done a great job with that. Now, I love her in Suicide Squad, but the amount of sexualization they did was very irresponsible, and that's the end of that. Now to the good stuff. Yeah, so Grace Randolph was talking about Black Adam and all these Justice Society of America, JSA characters that are going to be in it, right? She was talking about Hawkman, Hawkgirl, ISIS, very, very, very exciting. But Grace hasn't got all the information, because I've been talking to someone that says not only is Superman in the Black Adam movie, not only does he play a prominent role, but it is not Henry Cavill's Superman, but the Justice Society of America's Superman, the JSA Superman, and they are going to cast another actor to play him. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, how do you explain the JSA Superman being in the DCEU? Well, you're going to have to wait to watch Wonder Woman 1984, but let me explain it to you. Basically, if you go to Man of Steel, that's Superman, but nobody's ever known Superman. There's no catalogue of another Superman, so you'd have to do a lot of rejigging. In fact, if Henry doesn't keep his job, and he seems very busy at the moment, but he seems determined that he will play Superman again. So who knows what's going to happen? He thinks he's not done yet. So why would he come out? He's not a madman, isn't he? He wouldn't just talk a load of crap. So you have to believe that. I think whatever happens in Wonder Woman 1984 and the Flashpoint movie will create a situation where we can have Henry's Superman and the Justice Society of America's Superman. So this is a really reliable source that said this to me. Now, I don't know why other bloggers and pundits aren't talking about this, but it just goes to show you they don't have the sources. I have, yes, I'm big-headed. And yes, you've only got a few subscribers. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm a person who's connected. I'm a person who talks to people. I'm a person who's trusted. Now, if you don't want to subscribe to my channel because you don't want this channel to be successful, that's fine. All I'm saying to you is, if you go back on my videos, a lot of what I say comes true. A lot of what I say is BS as well, but even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So basically, if I were you, if you don't want to subscribe, just watch the channel, basically, because I get a lot of information and I get a lot of good information. So to reiterate, the Justice Society of America are in Black Adam. That's a fact. That's been reported. What's not been reported, which has been told to me, is the Justice Society, the JSA Superman, the original Superman from the 40s, who was involved in the Second World War era, will be in this movie. So, if we've got the JSA, what era is Black Adam set in? Is there going to be some time travel in this film? How are they going to explain that we've already got a Superman in Man of Steel and BVS and Justice League? How is this Superman come to be? As I say, this will definitely be explained. Again, I know these things and I can't tell you how. In Wonder Woman 1984, and especially in the Flashpoint movie, it's very, very exciting times ahead. So what do I think about a JSA Superman, not Henry Cavill, in this film? Listen, Henry Cavill's clearly going to come back. They obviously want to oversaturate the market with Superman, as I said. And that's something else I predicted a few weeks ago on my channel as well. Look out for the video. You know, go back and find it if you can be bothered. Here's the thing. I know things. I'm told things. Sometimes I have theories like everyone else. You should go and watch my Doctor Who videos. But basically, right, these are things that are being told to me. And I'm very, very, very confident. If I wasn't, I'd say, take it with a pinch of salt, like everyone else does. But I'm not going to say that, right? So, very exciting. I think, look, for me personally, this is great. This is great because I'm kind of confident Henry will be back anyway. But this is brilliant. To have a Justice Society of America Superman. revealed in a Black Adam movie. To have a Justice Society of America Superman being revealed in this Black Adam movie is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. So this is not just kind of the next step of the Shazam universe. They're introducing the Justice Society of America. That is massive. But there's something else just before I go, because if that isn't enough for you, and boy, it's amazing, right? It's freaking amazing. Green Arrow is coming to the DCEU. That's all I'm going to say. One of the many reasons the TV show was cancelled. I think the other reason was to replace it with an all-female show, which is disappointing, because why can't you have a female Green Arrow spin-off and Green Arrow? But there you go. They had to pick and choose. They can't have all these shows on air. I get it. But anyway, Green Arrow is coming to the DCEU. I will not speak another word about it, but this is a fact as well. So what do you think about today's video and what we discussed, the topics we discussed? What do you think about all these positive Birds of Prey reactions? Do you think it's just garnish? Do you think we should still worry about the full reviews when they're out a day before release? And are you excited about Justice Society of America Superman, JSA Supes, being introduced with the rest of the JSA, Justice Society of America, in Black Adam? And are you excited about Green Arrow being finally introduced to the DCEU? Like, share and subscribe, comment down below, share the video, share the channel, and I'll be back tomorrow with even more DCEU Daily. Now, I just have to upload this, and that's going to take hours. My internet is not YouTuber friendly. Just remember that.